ፍቃድ የቀረን አንድ መልዕክት አለ በእንግሊዝኛ የምታሳልፈው ፓን አፍሪካኒዝም ብለው የሚያወሩት እነዚህ ነፍጠኞች ትክክል እንዳልሆነ ነው። አጭር የዲት ወደ ነው
Some Pan-African platforms post in support of the Ethiopian government. They claim Ethiopia, the sacred place, is defending its right to self-determination against the West. This is to all Pan-Africans and Pan-African skeptics. Let's look into it. The myth of Ethiopia was created because Ethiopia managed to defend its right to self-determination against the West during European colonism. It managed to do so by colonizing surrounding regions itself and building forces and gaining power that could fight the European terrorists. The conflict now is caused by the demand of the Tigray and Oromo and Kemet and other regions for self-determination. Who is to blame Tigray or Oromia for wanting self-determination when at the same time Ethiopia is celebrated and worshipped for its fight for self-determination? Now the Ethiopian central government does not want that self-determination, but rather a single party system like in North Korea, Eritrea and China. A single language, a single culture. It wants this despite the fact of being a multinational state. So, by supporting the Ethiopian government to end the self-determination of Tigray and Oromo, aren't you promoting an oppressive single-party system and condemning the fight for self-determination when at the same time you praise Ethiopia for its self-determination? How can Ethiopia's self-determination be a symbol and Tigray's and Oromia's self-determination be a threat to Pan-Africanism? I want to explain what Pan-Africanism means. Because it's a movement, it moves, it evolves. It's a movement, it changes, depending on what the people of that specific time want. Today, contemporary Pan-Africanism is a common market, a common currency, one African passport, confederate government with different governmental systems and representing leaders similar to the collective head of state directorial system in Switzerland. Mind you, Switzerland has 7 heads of states, 7, and they represent only 8 million people. Ethiopia has 1 prime minister trying to represent 206 million people. Switzerland with 8 million people represented by 7. And Ethiopia with 90 different languages only represented by 1. What's up with the official Ethiopia and Pan-Africanism? Ethiopia remained uncolonized by white people. She has not made the experience all other African countries have made. Ethiopia did not go through slavery like Nigeria with the British. Ethiopia did not go through extermination such as the Herero and Namas in Namibia by the Germans. Ethiopia did not go through watching their 4 years old little children chop their hands off because they did not harvest caoutchouc fast enough like the people in Congo. Ethiopia did not experience feeling like animals in their own countries such as South Africans did. Therefore, Ethiopia cannot have the same agenda, desire, or experience experience or opinion on Pan-Africa like the rest of Africa. They managed to avoid white tyranny, and therefore she did not consider a protection from blanks a priority. Ethiopia's problems have therefore never been white people, but the usual problems countries have in a conflict. The uniqueness of Ethiopia is at the same time the reason why Ethiopians might not understand or prioritize Pan-Africanism over their own identifiers. Ethiopians use identifiers like any other country who has not experienced white terror. Ethiopia became a symbol without understanding what this symbol actually means. Now, what is a symbol? It is something that stands for an idea. The independence of Ethiopia became the hope and the future vision of Africa, although Ethiopia itself did not really understand that function as a symbol, as it never made that experience. Its only concern was to have several nations under control. This trending narrative of Ethiopia being Pan-African and Pan-African supporting the Ethiopian central government is a one-sided and superficial love. It goes from Africa to Ethiopia's government without actually knowing Ethiopia. But the Ethiopian government is using this trend because former supporters such as the US are turning against it. The Ethiopian government has no Pan-African agenda. The Ethiopian government has an Ethiopian agenda. An Amhara agenda even. It has interests like a never colonized country. Not like a country that shares the suffering of colonized countries. It's only using Pan-Africanism as an instrument to push its own agenda. And it's not an African agenda. The Ethiopian government's agenda actually is a threat to Pan-Africanism. It spreads hate between Africans when Pan-Africanism wants Africans to come together. Pan-Africanism does not kill Africans. Killing Africans is not Pan-African. It's anti-African. Pan-African wants independence and self-determination for Africans. Tegaru and Oromo are Africans. It does not propagate a shift from U.S. dependence to Chinese dependence. Pan-Africanism was born of the need of self-determination and wanting to overcome oppression and building communities. It was born out of the need to protect Africans. It was born out of desire to build an African community so Africans will feel protected anywhere in the world. The alliance of Tegaru, Oromo, Hemans, Afar, Agao, Benashangul, Gambela, Zimbabwe, Sidama, Somali to fight for their self-independence, for their self-determination is what Pan-Africa actually is visioning. An alliance of Africans to fight for their self-determination and protect each other as brothers and sisters, just like today, right here. Thank you.